and the agenda for 2030. I don't know how easy will it be for us to achieve the goals set before, particularly in regards with the goal 4 and 10, which we just heard in the online address from UNESCO. It seems to be a huge challenge, but there has to be hope and we can't lose it. And it reminds me of a quote by Dr. Stephen Hawking, who said, "Disability need not be an obstacle to success." So that's very important. We need to move forward and remove all obstacles in our way. As you all know, I am the Minister for Poverty Alleviation and Social Safety. At the same time, I am the chairperson of Benazir Income Support Program. And at Benazir Income Support Program, we have a database about persons living with disabilities, and it is playing a vital role to facilitate and empower this population by their inclusion in the program as per our criteria. During the recent ongoing NSCR's desk-based survey, differently abled people were given priority while their visits to data collection centers. Also, specific protocols are in place for these groups, such as a separate registration desk, facilitation by center staff, etc. NSCR registration centers facilitate every person with disability for survey registration who approaches the center. BISP recognizes that being differently abled is one of the major conditions that make a person dependent and vulnerable, but unfortunately it carries no weightage in the original PMT score. Therefore, a separate policy provision has been created to ensure extended coverage to such people and their families. While the general cutoff criteria for a household to become eligible for the BISP benefits is 32 PMT, the limit is relaxed by 5 points, from 32 to 37 for households having at least one member with disability. Apart from this, the Benazir Undergraduate Scholarship Scheme has a 2% quota, which is reserved for people who are differently abled. And then I would like to also talk about the efforts for streamlining the differently abled in all its existing and new programs. A major hurdle that I'd like to speak about, and I'd like the kind attention of the Honorable Chief Minister and the Minister concerned. So this is an issue that I want to draw your attention towards. A major hurdle in enrolling households with disabled persons is in the Benazir Kifalat program has been the limited availability of the special CNICs of persons with disabilities. The present procedure for getting a SCNIC, as you call it, from NADRA, starting with getting the medical certificate of disability, is a long process, due to which the majority of disabled persons, especially those from the poorest households, are unable to obtain their special CNICs. To facilitate the differently abled desks of NADRA, the Council for Rights of Persons with Disabilities and the National Institute of Rehabilitative Medicine have been set up at recently established BISP One Window Center at Islamabad. This is enabling the potential unregistered differently abled BISP beneficiaries to get certificate of disability, as well as applying for getting special CNIC at the NADRA desk. What I would like, because since you're all here, and I feel that this is one window operation of the Benazir Income Support Program in Islamabad, where we, with the help of other organizations, are trying to make the process easy. But this has to be easy for everyone in Pakistan, in all provinces of Pakistan, in all districts of Pakistan, in all union councils of Pakistan. So when we are here in Sindh today, I would just like to share one case story that happened to my sister, and she told me this morning. Well, I had to ask her again because I was coming here, though she told me the kind of problems that she went through. So my sister, who has polio, has an issue with her leg. Her CNIC expired when she was in the flood-hit district that we hail from. She realized that her CNIC had expired and she was busy in the flood activities. So she went to the Nadra desk and she wanted her CNIC made. So when they were ticking those boxes on the form, they said, oh, you don't need the SCNIC. She said, well, I wouldn't mind. She's never made one. So she said, why not? I can have one. So they had her tick that box off, the special CNIC. But they said, for this, you need a certificate. So the government has to give you a certificate. She said, fine, where do I get it? So the person said, I don't know where you get it. So this is the ignorance on part of Nadra, A. Secondly, okay, she said, I'll talk to the DHO. She spoke with the DHO. Obviously, she gets some privilege. She's a senator, right? So she talks to the DHO and the DHO says, I'll make you one. And then he says, oh, wait a minute. I am told that a social welfare officer will make you this CNIC. Fine. Where is the social welfare officer? There was no social welfare officer in Sangha district. That's my home district. So the DHO writes to, because he was being kind, trying to help the senator. So, I mean, he wouldn't probably help other people, and I'm sure of that. So he helps the senator, and he calls an office in Karachi, which is the social welfare office or headquarter, and he tries to get this done, and he says, okay, in the meantime, I get you a certificate which, I'll send to you, and then you endorse and you send it back. Okay, fine. So this happens. And I think Mr. Sadiq Memon was also contacted by my sister during this process. So again, a privilege that she has and not many have. But still, she went through a lot of pain. She was probably going to give up during this whole process at some point in time. But she said, why not? Let me see if I can get it made. So from Karachi, the Nadra receives a certificate. Now there are 4 signatures to be done on that certificate. There is a chairman of the board, then there is another person, another person, another person. I don't know who the 3 people are other than the chairman. But there were 4 signatures required. She unfortunately got only 1 signature on the certificate. So Nadra said, oh, we can't do this. There's only 1 signature on the certificate. Fine. Then it goes back. So my sister has to wait more. And then my sister has to call the minister to intervene so that she gets that chairman of the board who happens to be in the province and not in the district to sign this. And also, by the way, the DG is unavailable, and you have to, thank you very much that you have to get hold of him and get him to sign this certificate.